How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Respect and Praise Show with your host, Miguel Mike Medina, Triple M. And this episode is going to be a little different because it's a crossover. So, this video not only will be on the Double 94 Productions YouTube channel for the Respect and Praise Show, but also for the MMM Journal, which is my other platform on YouTube. So, and the guest for this episode is a guy that is just a phenomenal story. How he started doing this and then it transitioned to that. And so far, he's climbing up the ladder in this current stage right now in his career. So, not to give away anything, I'm gonna let you guys watch the interview and hope you enjoy it. How's it going, everyone? Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to present to you Mr. Calvin Fong. Calvin, thank you for joining me today. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good, good. Just in the middle of my workday. Good to take a break and chat with you.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So, you're currently have been working for Clutch Points for 4 years, almost going to five, and you've been climbing up the ranks. You're currently a head of scripts. How is the culture like to work for Clutch Points?
Yeah, I like the culture. Yeah, I guess it has been about 4 or 5 years total. I've been there full time for a little over 2 years. I was doing part time before that, and freelance even before that. But the culture is good. I think that's one of the reasons I've stuck around is that the people are good to work with. It's working in sports, so it's a very fast-paced environment. Things are always changing. My role is always changing based on whatever the company needs. And like you mentioned, I've had different positions and different roles. But wherever I've been, I like the culture of the people are patient, understanding, and easy to work with. We got some workers here in the U.S. We got some in the Philippines and other places in the world, and I've enjoyed it.
How did you land that job?
What was
How
that?
did you land it? How did you land it?
Oh
And
yeah. So I used to be a teacher, and I used to be a seventh grade teacher. Um, for about 6, 7 years, I was a teacher, and I didn't even dream of working in sports. Um, and so I've always loved basketball, and I love basketball, football, baseball my whole life. And so when I was teaching, maybe at about year three or year four of being a teacher, um, my wife got pregnant with their first child, and so one of the consequences of that is that because she's tired more often, she would sleep early, and I'm a night owl, so I'm like wide awake at like 11, 12 at night. And I saw I needed something to do, and so I looked into, like, are there any sports blogs I could write for? Like, maybe I've never written about sports before in my life, and so I just started looking out there, like what kind of websites would take me, would be able to take on some kind of a freelance sports writer job. And so I applied to a few, got rejected by a couple because I had no experience at all. And then finally, one of them took me. It was Fansided. It was the Golden State Warriors blog for Fansided. And I'm very grateful that they took me on, and I started writing for them. And so for a while, that's what I did. I was a teacher during the day, and then late at night, I would look up some Warrior stuff and I would write about basketball. Um, and that was fun. It was cool. I was happy with that. Um, and then someone introduced me to the idea that people get paid for freelance writing, because I hadn't gotten paid, and I was perfectly happy to do it for free, just to get the experience and have fun. And I didn't even think about getting paid. But then I thought, there's some sites out there that pay you to do this. So I looked around, and then from Fansided, I went to a very small blog, but they were willing to pay me very little. It was based on views, and it was not a lot, but they were willing to pay a little bit. And so I decided, oh, maybe I could get like a few pennies for this instead of doing it for free. And then while I was writing there for a few months, then someone from this company called Clutch Points reached out to me, which I had heard of, but I didn't know too much about. And they said, "Hey, are you willing to come on for a freelance writer? Because we've seen that you've done some freelance writing for different sites, and we'll pay you." And it also wasn't a lot, but it was more than what I was getting at my current job, my current freelance site. And so I said, "Sure, I'll come on." So I did freelance writing for Clutch Points for a little while. Same deal. Teacher during the day, late at night, do some sports writing. And then a little bit into that, they reached out and said, "Hey, we like your writing, and we're trying to build our video team to help us make more videos." Because up until that point, they had been very much on the article side, like making graphics for Instagram, but they were building their video team, and they wanted to know if I wanted to come on as a video script writer. And this would be like a part-time job, so a little bit more than freelancing. And I said, "Okay, sure, willing to try it out." And I started writing video scripts for them at nighttime, and started learning what it meant to write a video script, which is very different than writing an article. And I did that for several months, and then until finally they said, "Hey, we got a full-time opening," and it's a work from home job, which would work out for me because I have two young kids at home. And so just kind of everything aligned, and it was tough to give up teaching because I still enjoyed that, but the opportunity to work in sports, work from home, and so I took the job on the video team, being a video script writer. And then from there, like we mentioned before, just a lot of different roles and positions to get to where we are now.
Wow, that is quite a journey. But I'm glad that one thing led to another. But as a teacher, what was the subject that you were teaching?
Yeah, so I was what's called a seventh grade core teacher at my school. It was a small private Christian school that I taught at. And so I taught English, history, pre-algebra, Bible, and like random electives. And so basically most of the subjects for seventh graders.
All right, since you write basketball, who are your top five favorite current players right now?
Well, I am a Warriors fan, and so my top five players are probably all on the Warriors.
Oh, come
Number,
on. There
hey,
has to
I
be
gotta
something.
have. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. There are other players I like, but we're just going top five. Of course I've got the hometown bias. I mean, obviously, it's like Steph Curry is like the guy out here, and so he's most people's favorite player out here. Him, Clay, Draymond, Looney, like those guys. I guess if we collect them all, like together, they are number one. So if we want to go outside of the Warriors, I really like Jokic. Of course, his personality, how he's like the dude loves horses, like almost more than basketball, and I applaud that. And I love his laid back personality. I love watching him play, his unique style for a big man. Outside of them, Giannis. Giannis is a good story. Just from his origin, his background of coming up, and no one with his background you'd expect to be where he is now. So I love Giannis' story too. Also love watching him play. Yeah, those would probably be the top guys outside of like everyone on the Warriors roster would probably be number one.
All right, so to go back to the clutch points. So
Yeah.
recently they acquired HBCU Pulse. So what do you make of it? What can we expect of this new teaming up, I should say? So what can we expect from this?
Yeah, so all I really know is that I know we do want to get more into that HBCU space. And we've been trying to get into the spaces of lots of different areas outside of just the typical NBA, NFL. So I can't speak specifically to the HBCU Pulse acquiring. I think like my CEO and other people would have more to say on that. But on my end, at least on the video side, I know we've also been trying to do more HBCU related videos and trying to get into that space. Bringing on, I think we brought on like a head of HBCU and trying to get like an HBCU show on Snapchat and So definitely trying to get into that space, like women's sports, also that space, and just these other areas outside of the typical ones. We're trying to get our hands into these different areas. And so yeah, I don't know the details or too much about the HBCU Pulse acquiring, but I know that's the direction that we want to go in.
Last but not least, where can we follow you in your work?
Yeah. I'm on Twitter. I'm not super active, but I'm on Twitter at Fong MBA, mostly just Warriors stuff. So if you're not a Warriors fan, probably no need to follow me. I've got my author page on Clutch Points. I still write here and there whenever I'm needed. I used to write a lot of articles for them. Now I just write here and there if something is needed. Otherwise, just mainly follow the Clutch Points pages on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, shows on Snapchat. That's where most of my stuff and the videos will be seen.
Right, Calvin, thank you so much for taking time to do this interview with me. And best of luck to everything that you're doing. And, just keep going, keep going. Thank you.
Thank you, and same to you. Best of luck to you as you like your blog, and I know you've got lots of stuff going on too. And good luck to you.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy that interview. It was a great pleasure to talk to him. And I just hope that he continues to get better and better and better and continue to climb higher. So you guys know what you got to do. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a like or comment anything that you enjoy about this interview. Any suggestions, I'm open to it. And my message is always the same. Have mutual respect, mutual love, and mutual admiration. So stay tuned for the next episode.